Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrea and this is Beauty with Andy. If you've not been here before, thank you for joining me today. So today is going to be my Shop My Stash for this coming week. I've already done the Shop My Stash review for last week, so I'll leave that here in the cards if you've not already seen it. The first palette I want to talk about is this Revolution Lemon Drizzle palette. It is stunning, guys. It's worth every single penny. I think it's about £8. It's not a lot at all. It's been out quite a while now, even before the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette and then the Colourpop Honey palette. This one was out and I bought it, but I just didn't use it, and then I've been really vibing on the Urban Decay Naked Honey, thinking shall I buy it, but it's £42 guys from Debenhams, and I just can't justify that sort of money with Christmas around the corner. So I've been using this eyeshadow palette for the last, I think it's 2 weeks. So yeah, I used this for a few days before I got into my Shop My Stash, because this was in the previous Shop My Stash, which I will also link here if you want to go and check that out. So yeah, I've been really vibing these yellow shades here, these yellow golden tone shades, and that's why I think it's like the Urban Decay Naked Honey. It just looks so nice, and I love this shade here, Citrus. It makes it really unique. So the reason I wanted to keep it in for an extra week is this shade here, Just a Bite, and then also these 2 shades here. So we've got Baked, Delicious, and that one there as well, Tempting. So yeah, I did use this palette for a couple of days this week, but that can go back in the collection. Now I would highly recommend this if you're thinking about maybe trying the Urban Decay Naked Honey. Yeah, that's what it's called. I just had to like do a mental check, but don't have to spend the money on it. I would recommend this one first, and if you love this then you can always buy that later, because like this one is only like £8 or something like that. So yeah, really recommend this one. So let's just pop that somewhere. Then we've got the Deck of Scarlet in 05. I've been using this week. So like I said in the review, at the point of me doing the review yesterday, I'd only used Dream and Gold Digger. Like today I've used Dream, Luna, so I've got Luna all over the eyelid, and then I've got Gold Digger in the middle, kind of a spotlight halo effect. I've used Prosecco a couple of times. I don't really like that, it's too pink toned for me. And then I really like this bronzer. It's in the shade Dusk. So yeah, I've got use out of that this week, so that one can go back as well. Right, and then I had to pull this, and the reason I had to pull this PS Chocolate eyeshadow palette was more for the transition shades. So you've got 2 transition shades there. The middle one I really like as a light, obviously crease transition shade, and then I like the darker one to darken it out. So I pulled that for that reason, and the reason why I did it is because I didn't want to put the bright colours as transition shades. I tried it once when I used the turquoise matte, and I didn't like it. I used the turquoise matte and then that lime green shade together, and it just didn't look right. So the next day I used the turquoise shimmer with one of those transition shades, and it looked really nice. I'm going to keep this in for another day and use this like rose gold shade here. It looks really pretty, so I'll leave that in, and I'll also leave this little palette in as well in case I want to use that, and then they will go back in the collection. So let's just pop them back in there. This one I pulled last week in the hope that I would get some use out of it. I haven't used it, but I have done swatches on it. It just looks like that. We all know what this Revolution and Tammy palette looks like by now. to be honest, the swatches I wasn't overly impressed with, and it doesn't have a transition shade that I actually like to use. This is really nice for like an all over matte cream ivory shade, like to make sure that your eyeshadows are blended in nice. That these two are too dark for me, so that's meant for medium skin tone, I think, and that's meant for dark, and then this one is fair as well, but yeah, they're too dark for me, so I can't use them. And yeah, I'm gonna try this palette, but I feel like I'll be passing it on. Like some of the shades just look so similar, don't they? Like these red tone shades, they all look really similar, and I bet they look similar on the eye as well. The only shades I really am drawn to is this green here. Is it Paradise? Yeah, Paradise. Golden Sands. Tropical looks quite nice up there. Then I like these bronzier tone shades as well, so maybe that'll work. But everything else, it's kind of giving me, I hate to say it, but it's kind of giving me like kind of Blah vibes. And I love Tammy Clark as well. I used to watch her all the time, not so much anymore. And I think it's great that she's managed to work with Makeup Revolution. But this palette is, like, when I first saw it, when I bought it, I was really looking forward to using it. I've just not used it, and I've got other palettes in the collection, and I just think because I've got other palettes in the collection, some of the eyeshadow formulas that I have are better than this one, so it might be getting decluttered. So that's that one, but I am going to use it and play around with it for the week. So that's that. They'll be out of the collection tomorrow, but what I'm thinking about doing is just hang on a sec. If you've watched my Shop My Stashes before, you would have seen me say I want to use this so much, and obviously I haven't. It's just my Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I've not used them for a long time, so I think I will pull this in as well as the Makeup Revolution and Tammy collaboration. So I'll pull that in, and there's one that I want to try by Primark as well, so there will still be 3 palettes in there, but I probably won't use every shade in here. I do want to concentrate just on the Makeup Revolution and Tammy, and the other Primark palette is just like the Deck of Scarlet palettes. It's got 3 eyeshadows, bronzer and a highlighter, and 2 lip creams, but the lip creams are quite old, so I won't use them, but I'll be showing you that when I get to the drawers. So this is that sorted, so let's just move that. Right, so this is what the drawer looks like. So we've got my blushes here. These are the blushes that I said in my Shop My Stash review, which I'm going to leave here, that I want to keep in for another week. This is just beautiful. It's Clinique's Ginger Pop. I do want to get more of them eventually. So we've got Laura Geller Pink Grapefruit. I've not used this at all this week, so that's why that one is staying in. And then we've got the Anastasia Peachy Love, and I'm quite proud of myself actually. Normally I go for Miami, that orange tone blush, but I have actually used Ginger, which is in the middle, and hopefully tomorrow I will use Nectarine, and then I can use the Pink Grapefruit as well. So this Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Loose Setting Powder is going back, and I'm going to pull another powder. I've loved using this week. It is, I've said it over and over, but it is my favourite loose setting powder. Also my dearest in the collection. Well, actually I think the Laura Geller one, I keep saying Laura Geller, Laura Mercier one is the dearest, and then this is probably the second dearest. Then we've got these products here. These are part of my project pan. So we've got the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. That one can stay, sorry. this one can stay as well. We've got the Revolution and Imagination Highlight to the Moon palette, and I don't use every product in here. I'm just using the face powders at the moment, just to actually get rid of it. Well, I say face powders, I'm using the My Guile at the moment, which is the banana powder, just to sculpt my bronzer out and make it look more defined. Then I've got this Body Shop Brow Duo, so that stays in. This Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer is my favourite bronzer of all time. I absolutely love it. I've talked more about this in my Shop My Stash review if you want to go and watch that, and if you've not already seen it. So yeah, this one can go back as well. I got quite a bit of use out of that. This one can't, however. I've not used this at all this week. It's the Maybelline Face Studio Chrome Extreme Highlighter in the shade Sandstone Shimmer, so I want to use that this week. Then I've got like some cream highlighters. So we've got the Ciate Cooling Eyeshadow Slick in Popsicle. I want to leave that in. I also want to leave this in, the Lottie Eye Foil. I'm going to be wearing either one of these, I think, tomorrow. My niece has got an assembly and I just need to do a quick eye look, so yeah, I don't know which one I'm going to be using. And then we've got just like cream products here and like base products. So we've got this moisturiser that I've been using, and I'm finally getting to pan it. It's the Nivea Daily Essentials 24-Hour Moisture Boost and Nourish. Now normally I don't actually do this. I don't actually cut it in half and try and get every bit of the product out. Normally I would just declutter it when it actually gets to the point of me not being able to get any more out. But there is so much product left in it, guys, honestly. Let me just pause this and let me show you how much product there is left. Right, so I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this. So that's the product there is in that little bit of the top there. And then this is all the product that is still in the tube. So I just feel like now I've done this, I feel like I have been so wasteful down the years. So yeah, I'm definitely going to start doing that more. So this Stila Smudge Pot is in the shade Kitten, the famous shade Kitten that they bring out all products. So yeah, I've been really loving this as an inner corner highlight, so that stays in. Then we've got the ELF Under Eye Setting Powder that I used to set my concealer with. I've really been enjoying that this week, but that can go back, and I'll pull the Laura Mercier one because I want to rotate them. I've only got 2 under eye setting powders, so yeah, I do want to rotate them and use them equally. Then we've got this CoverGirl True Blend foundation. Really been enjoying using this, but I want to pull a different foundation. I've also got this MAC Prep and Prime primer. I'm going to be keeping this in. Hopefully this will be finished by the end of next week. And I'll keep this one in as well. It's the Prime Time Primer by Bare Minerals, and then once I've used the MAC one, I'll use that one. Then we've got this Technique Strobe FX Cream Catching Rays. This, like, Technique as a brand, I said this in the Shop My Stash review, it is so underrated. And if you go to that Shop My Stash review, you will see a video that I bought an eyeshadow palette 7 months ago. I can't believe it was 7 months ago, but I went and looked at that video today, and I've added it to the Shop My Stash review, and it was 7 months ago I uploaded it, and it is such a beautiful palette. I would recommend that you go and watch that video, and I would also really appreciate it if you did. Anyway, as I was saying, Technique Strobe FX Cream, I really love this, but I want to put this back so I can pull a different one. I've got one by Primark that I want to try. And then this one is the W7 Get Set eyeshadow base, and it's just a white eyeshadow base, and I want to use this. I was using an Essence one which I've already put back, so yeah, I want to rotate them equally as well. So this week I'll be using that. So this is what it looks like at the moment. It's looking fairly empty. So yeah, let's go and shop my stash. Right, so let's just start off with my acrylic drawers. I don't need to go in here because that's face masks. So let's start off with primers. I've got the MAC primer, but I do want something glowy to make my skin glowy. And like I said earlier, I do have this Primark, PS Beauty Primark strobing highlighter cream. I do want to test that out and see if I still like it, and if not, I'll just declutter that. And then that's it for this drawer. So that was nice and easy. And then foundations. I need something glowy again because my skin is still acting out. I can't use anything matte, unfortunately. I feel like I've used this Essence Fresh and Fit a lot, and also this Bourjois City Radiance, and I don't really have anything else glowy apart from this here, which I've used this week. So I think I'm just going to use this one. It's at the front anyway, so it does need to be used, and it's the Bourjois Healthy Mix Healthy Glow Flawless Complexion, and it does say hydrated and luminous skin, and it's supposed to wear for 16 hours. I can't remember what I felt about that foundation, but yeah, move all these forward. So yeah, that's that. I'm only going to pull the one foundation. Then here is all lipsticks, so we don't need anything from there. Right, and then we've got powders. So I put my Too Faced Born This Way right at the back there. I am rotating through everything, so it does go at the back. So let's pull this Laura Mercier Brightening Secret powder, and it's in the shade 1. So we'll pull that as an under-eye setting powder, and then I want to pull this Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder as well. I mean, it's just really soft, this, guys. When I first used it, the first week that I used this, it started getting hard pan. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that on theirs, but yeah, it's really soft, so I do want to use that more. Then bronzers. So the bronzer I want to use for this week is this Maybelline City Bronzer. It's in the shade Medium Warm 250. So we'll pull that. Let me just sit down now. So these are all my blushes here. I've got so many blushes. This white tray used to house my highlighters, and this is my highlighters at the moment. There's barely any there. I don't know how many I've got, but there's barely any there at the moment. It's all blushes. Right, so the highlighters that I want to use this week I've put at the front of this. So this definitely needs to get used. It's big, it's bulky, and I don't know if I want to keep it. It's just like, they're like rocks. Do you know, like the Chloe and Malika bronzing rocks? They're like that, but highlighter. I'll show you when I get to the desk anyway, show you how they look. But they are quite glittery, so they might be getting decluttered. I also want to pull this Topshop highlighter in Crescent Moon. Really not too sure about this one either. So that's 2. I was just going to pull the 2 highlighters, but I don't want to be stuck. I've also got a highlighter in the drawer. That's the Maybelline one, but I'm not 100% sure on how I feel about that one either, just because it's newer to the collection. So I am going to pull this one. I absolutely adore this highlighter, guys. It is so nice. Let's just see if I can get into it. Oh, I'm going to end up breaking this lid. It is so flimsy. Can you see how creamy that is? And for £2.99, guys, it is so nice. if I end up breaking the lid, I'll just buy a new one because it's only £2.99. So that's that. I think that's the only highlighters I'm going to use. I'm going to pull these forward. What's that? Oh, it's an e.l.f. one. So yeah, I'll sort all this out off camera, you know, to make it like so I'm rotating it. They're blushes. Then like I put my setting sprays here. At the moment I'm using my Pixi Glow Mist, and I really don't like it, guys. I don't see what the big deal is with it. I'm certainly not noticing that it's making me glowy or setting my makeup, so I'm looking forward to the day that comes that I've basically got it out of the collection and I can use this one here. I'm not saying this one is going to be any better, but what I am saying is I just don't like the Pixi one, and everyone raves about them. I'm just glad that I only paid half price for that one, because I wouldn't pay £16 for that, knowing what I know now. So then I've got these products here. These are all creams, so maybe next week I will pull some of these creams. I just need to know how I feel about them. But yeah, this is all that's in this drawer. But yeah, we've pulled everything we need to out of that. I'll show you what's in here, but I don't think I'm going to be pulling anything from it. So this is the palette that I really want to use. I think I'm going to have to use this next week just to test it out. It's the Sunkissed Carnival Crush palette. It does look really nice. It looks like it's a dupe for the Benefit one. So yeah, I really want to use that, and if I don't like it, that can go from the collection as well. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pull anything else this week out of here. I've got enough blushers, I've got enough, like I've pulled a bronzer, pulled quite a few highlighters. I think I'll be good. Then in here, no, I don't think I want to pull anything from the smaller palettes. So yeah, that's what everything looks like in there. Don't think I want to pull anything from the smaller palettes or anything from here, or even any crayons. I've got some in the bathroom. Right, so this is the palette that I do want to pull. This is the Primark Precious Metals collection, and I've had it a good while. I'm going to see if I can open it one-handed. Right, so I've had it a good while and I've just never used it. The creams would have gone bad by now, but there's a bronzer, highlight, and then those three eyeshadows. That gold looks so nice. I've only ever swatched this palette and I want to do a blog review on it, so I do want to use it this coming week. And I think that's it. I've still got to test a load of Revolution palettes, and I will be doing that like every week, but at the moment I'm not. I have put like all my all my Too Faced palettes together. So we've got the Too Faced Love, Too Faced Chocolate Gold, Too Faced Chocolate Bar, and Too Faced Semi Sweet. Then we've got the Merry Macaroons, that was a holiday palette. Then we've got all the Zoeva palettes here. There's definitely one missing from there, which I need to find. And then we've got the two Naked palettes, Kristen Leanne and Urban Decay there. And then we've got the Douce by Juvia's. So that's that. I'm just confused now because I've got 3 of these Zoeva palettes and there's one missing. Zoeva, is it Rodeo or something like that? So I do need to find that. It will be here somewhere, just I don't know where. But yeah, this is what the drawers look like. I'm going to put the makeup away and then I'll show you what it's looking like in my everyday makeup drawer. Right, so this is what the palettes look like so far. Well, not so far. This is what I'm going to be working with this week. So we've got the PS Precious Metals collection by Primark. We've got this. I'm going to be using this for one more day, like I said earlier. So it's the Primark Chocolate Eyeshadow Palette. Then we've got the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place. That's going to be going back tomorrow. And then we've got the Revolution and Tammy Clark palette for the week. And also we've got some Makeup Geek eyeshadows that I want to use as well. So that's the palettes. And then the actual drawer looks like this. So, like I said earlier, all these blushes are going to stay in. I don't need to talk about them. So I pulled the Maybelline City Bronzer. Then I've got the Wet n Wild pressed powder there. The Laura Mercier powders there. The Body Shop Brow Duo is there. And then we've got the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, the Revolution and Imagination palette. My Makeup Geek curated eyeshadow palette is there. Then we've got all these like creams here. So we've got the Lottie Eye Foil here, and then the Ciate Eyeshadow Slick there. And then we've got like it's a highlighter there by Becca in the shade Opal. And then in this little bit we've just got the Primark Strobing highlighter. Does it tell me the shade? The shade is Pearl, if you're wondering. I've had that a while, so I don't actually know if they do these anymore, but they're supposed to be comparable to the MAC ones. Then I've got the W7 Get Set eyeshadow base in white, the Stila Smudge Pot in Kitten, the Essence Prime Time primer, the MAC Prep and Prime primer, Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation, which looks a little bit too dark, so I'm probably going to have to put some shade adjusting drops in. And then I've got this Nivea Daily Essentials 24-hour Moisture Boost Moisturiser. Of course I've got that skin mask, which I'm going to try and use, but it'll probably be here next week. And then I've got the ELF Mix to Match Adjuster. I'm going to put this in here though, just so I remember to use it with this foundation. This always stays in here along with my pencil sharpeners. It's Paw multi-purpose soothing balm with natural paw, and you can use it for your lips, skin, hair and any beauty finishes. So that stays there. You never know when you're going to need it. This here I got with my Smashbox little mini lipsticks, so that stays in there as well. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Because the eyeshadow palettes don't go in there anymore, it always looks really empty, but obviously it's not. I'm going to pop most of this in my makeup bag in the bathroom, and then I can just use the products as and when I need them. Thank you for watching today. It really does mean a lot to me. If you've not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below and notifications bell to join my little family here on YouTube. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.